Hi, my name is Kevin Kirkby. This is just a short video on becoming a coach with Beachbody and why I am a Beachbody coach. Really, the biggest reason I got involved was after having some great personal results with the Insanity program. I'd used a couple programs. I'd had Insanity for about 2 years and P90X for, I think, a year longer than that, and had used them off and on, but never necessarily followed the meal plans as they were intended to be followed, and kind of modified my own thing. Um, Not always for the better, but it was definitely a challenge to follow those meal plans. And I think it was middle of May last year to about the end of June of 2012 that um, between a bachelor party and my brother's wedding and a friend opening up a bar, I had a good 5, 6 weeks. My body didn't, but I did. And at the beginning of July, I just kind of stepped on the scale and looked in the mirror and said, "This isn't what I want to do anymore." So I, dusted off Insanity, and I said, "I'm going to stick with the meal plan as close as I possibly can. I'm going to make this work." And see if this program, as intended, does what it's supposed to do for me. And sure enough, from July to September, I lost, close to 20, actually a little bit more than 20 pounds. Went from 181 to 160 and a half. Um, so it worked, and everybody noticed, and, I needed to go out and buy different belts and new shorts, and the entire time I've been involved with Beachbody products, having logged on with a free account to Beachbody. Chris Reed was assigned my coach, and I'm always checked in with me every 3 to 4 months, and wanted to know if I was interested in coaching, and I never really had a reason to get involved. Didn't know exactly how successful he had been with it, but I knew that the most recent time he contacted me, probably August or September, shortly after posting all of my information on Facebook about the success that I'd had with Insanity, and was loving the fact that I clothes didn't fit anymore. Um, I started considering it because it worked, and I felt if it worked for me, gosh, it should be able to work for anybody as long as they've got the discipline to follow through on a lot of the stuff. Um, so talked to my wife a little bit about it, and we put it off, I think, for a couple months, and then I think the next time Chris followed up with me, I said, I'll call you back, and wasn't really sure I was going to, but I made a commitment to him that I would. So I called back, and before that call back to Chris, I had said that with my wife, said it's time to do this. I think I can do it. I think I can make some money with it. Told her Chris's story about leaving the police force in the Dallas area, and obviously don't know him at all, other than the phone calls and the Facebook. But this was definitely there was a real life story out there of someone doing this and doing it successfully. So if I could get involved with somebody else and that had done it successfully, that was definitely what I wanted to do. So I signed up and knew a little bit about the business structure from some prior attempts at other opportunities I've had in the past. But this one makes sense. You're helping people live a healthier lifestyle. You're helping people reach their goals and feel better about themselves. I've only been in for 6 months, coming up on the end of May. And, I haven't, I've signed up, 3 coaches, 2 are basically discount coaches, and one's actually legitimately working the business. And I'm looking to grow. I got a little stagnant with, hey, I made Emerald, but now it's time to take my business to the next level. The support that I get from my team is fantastic. Questions are answered promptly. So there's plenty of people ahead of me that have done what I'm doing, that have done it successfully, and because of that, I'm trying to emulate what they've done and be able to pass it on to somebody else. Long term, I do expect that this is going to get me out of a restaurant management job that has me at work 55 to 60 hours a week. I don't want to miss more things that my kids are doing. I maximize that as much as I can right now in terms of what I'm able to attend, but every once in a while I have to make a decision that isn't the decision I want to make. It's kind of made for me that, I've got to go to work rather than catch a softball game or, go to an event at the school. And I'd like to get to a point where, my wife doesn't have to work anymore, and I don't have to work anymore, and we're going to get there, because this is truly an opportunity that, I was slightly skeptical at first, but, I've gotten a little bit better at it every month and made a little bit more money at it every month, and feel great about my health. My wife's been working out as well. She feels good about what she's doing. So really looking forward to where we're going to go and take this over the course of the next couple of years.